Hey YouTube! So, this is quite an exciting one for me anyway. Never heard of an Ibanez Silver Series F77. F's normally the month. It would be January, Feb, A, B, C, D, E, F, 6. So is it July 77? Something like that. Yeah, so what we have here is a telecaster. I can't remember whether this is the deluxe or the custom. The one that's got a 1 wide range humbucker and a normal. Got the ashtray. So, I've never actually played a guitar that's still got the ashtray. It just clips off. So it's got a single coil in the bridge. It's a normal tele pickup. Yeah. So you always hear about the lawsuit. You know, the Gibson. It's normally Gibsons people say they've got. You know, they get the Gibson lawsuit. Hold on, I'm going to turn off my phone. Right. And it's like, it's always used for, I mean, I've had several of them, you know, sort of Les Paul copies and stuff like that, or things that have got the same, you know, it's got the proper Telecaster headstock or whatever. Fender did the same. They weren't happy. I can see why with this. This is pretty much, even when you just look at it, I mean, okay, I've got that one there, which is an old Fuji Gen early 70s one. It's not as accurate. This is the best Fender they ever did, better than any Fender sort of thing. It could be, I don't know when is it the deluxe or the whatever it is, either the deluxe or the custom came out. I think it was the 70s, so it wasn't like the really desirable pre-CBS ones. So it's very possible this is actually better than any one that Fender ever built in 1977, or the current 1977 Fender model. So they obviously weren't happy about it. So that's where the cease and desist things came in, because they really were taking the piss a bit. It's like you don't really see it in the video and stuff, or in photos, but when you actually see it up close, it looks like Scott's got like he's got an American telly, like a modern one, which is like it's not quite custom shop, but it's the year before they started doing custom shop sort of things, and it's pretty damn close to this. You know, just going by the quality of it, looking at it. I've got this from Malcolm, another Malcolm, who apparently watches these things. So I didn't spend very much time setting up. I could probably get it a bit better than this, but I'm sure you'd like to fidget with it yourself. I just basically had to see it working. It was in because the wiring was short, and actually it turned out the original bridge pickup is gone. When I say gone, there's just no reading of it. That wasn't why the guitar wasn't working at all, but the pickup's just dead. It's like, so I've given them I've sold them a Seymour Duncan one, which I got in my Washburn Force 3 in the bridge, and I replaced that one with a Bill Lawrence because it was white, and it went with it rather than this one. So it's a IB1 or something it says on the bottom. This is the sort of thing you want in here. I'm not sure whether the pickups in it were original. I'll give it to him anyway, because this one here has a braided wire on it, which I'd imagine, I don't know if Ibanez have ever done that. Maybe they did. But the neck on it's absolutely fantastic. It really is something else. Let's make some noise with it. And the thing is, see the ashtray cover. Kind of always wanted a telly with the ashtray cover. I played this for a couple of minutes just to make sure it was working, and I can see why they get taken off. I'll try and play with the cover there. So here's a new bridge pickup, which is really spanky. If you want to mute it, you've got to. Yeah, I tried. Then the neck pickups are right monster. In the middle, you get some really good bits where you start rolling one of them. You roll one of them down a bit. I think that's where the really amazing tones in this guitar are going to be when you start messing about with the two volume controls when you've got them both on, because they're both very different sounding. really noticing with the ashtray thing, I play above where the ashtray is all the time. Fuzz pedal maybe? So I'm using my Laney VC15 3x12 cabinet. For distortion I was using the Joyo US Stream. Now I'm using a Delamo Fuzz, Jamman pedal and a Moore drummer just coming to the bass amp. Yeah, so basically, see, last week, if you'd offered to sell me one of these, and I would probably have stuck it on that, I would probably have paid 30 quid for something. Like, not now that I've had a shot of it, but I'm glad it's got it. It's a really cool thing. It's something I'd be keeping in the case, so that's a really good pickup. It was really good in the Washburn I had it in before. It's really aggressive. It sounds really trebly in this guitar because the neck one's a total beef sausage, that is. It's a total steak lorn, that. But it really is one of the best necks I've ever played, really. In fact, I was going to say it's a little bit like my Squire Bullet, and it's a bit, well, it's a Fuji Gen, so it's built in the same factory, and the Squire Bullet's what, 83 or something like that, so possibly maybe the same guys. This is a separate fingerboard as opposed to being a one-piece neck, but it really is. You can see why Fender get pissed off. I've never actually come across a Gibson proper expensive one by Ibanez or anyone like that, but I think that was it wasn't just Ibanez, it was Greco were making Gibsons as well, and they were basically putting out a Les Paul that was kind of similar to what the Gibsons were in the 50s, you know, like a 58 one, and miles better than the plywood ones that were putting out in the 70s, which are now obviously worth hundreds of money, but it doesn't, just because they're worth hundreds of money doesn't make them good guitars. But no, but it's very, very nice. I'm going to have to give it back. I've already had a couple of, I've showed pictures of it to a couple of folk, and both of them have tried to both tried to buy it, and it's like, and I tried to buy it, but it was a bequeathed by an uncle who passed away, apparently, so it's got a bit of sentimental value, and the owner doesn't have a telly, and if you're going to have a telly, one like this would do quite nicely. So if anyone's ever buying a Buckycaster and they've got one of these sitting in a crappy one of these sitting in the attic with, strings missing and stuff like that, we'll do a wee swap. We'll be fine. Absolute belter. It's a higher quality than that one. Well, that one is pretty knackered. It's in much better nick, but I think it's significantly, they've improved from that one. I was actually looking at, see the shape of the ashtray thing, which I've already got there. If you look at the bridge on the Antoria, which you can also get badged Ibanez. See the bridge is that shape. It's the shape whereas a telly bridge is square. I wonder if basically that was built from a photograph of that, and they just saw that and assumed that the bridge would be that shape as well. It's kind of weird it being there. The thing is, it is strangely comfortable, but you don't have the, and it's very pretty. I would use it in the photo shoot, but maybe not for actually recording there. Mind you, maybe if you just kept it on, it's one of those things that you could just learn to deal with it, and it might change your technique a little bit and see what you can do, picking a little bit more over the neck pickup. Just don't lose it, whatever you do. So this kind of fits in with the Ibanez Roadster videos that seem to be just coming out every now and then. I've got a bass one I was going to put out tonight, if this one, which I will put out tonight if this one hasn't uploaded. But it seems to be been Ibanez last couple of weeks. So they're pretty good. These things always tend to come in threes. Well, this isn't mine. I'm trying to think. No, I haven't really. One will turn up. I'm sure there'll be another Ibanez before the end of the year is out. Just maybe because it's just like, it's one of those things to see when you get a new type of car, and it's like, you've just got, or someone's going to buy a Ford something. I've never seen one of them, and then you go out and then every second car is one. You just never noticed. I think there might be an element of that. I've not really been looking at Ibanez, whereas now I kind of am. And now that I know these sort of things exist, I might be having a wee look. Apparently there's a Strat as well. I don't know what it might be a Silver Series as well, but it's basically the same thing. It's like, yep, they've just copied like a 60s Fender. They've not copied the 70s Fender, like what Fender were doing. Like, no. They've copied the 60s one, so it's better than the actual 77 Fender. Rock on. It doesn't weigh a ton either. I think I believe that Fenders of this era weigh like a concrete block. I remember the drummer in one of my bands had I'm sure it was a 75 or a 76, and it was a jet black Stratocaster, and the thing weighed a ton, and so does my Music Master bass. This is the right weight for it. Rock on, catch you later.